Hello, Libra and Libra Rising. Sondra from For Your Chi. This is your August of 2026. I have a couple of things that I want to, housekeeping Libra things. It's not what you think it is, that I want to mention. I'm going to mention this every month until after this happens. But I want you all to please mark your calendars for the dates October 3rd through November 14th of this year. These are very important dates. Mark on your calendar Venus in retrograde. Now, Venus in retrograde, as I have said before, affects Libras more than other signs. This is the time where the Libras all start screaming that the sky is falling. It is not falling. If you think it's falling, check the Venus retrograde dates because it's probably in retrograde. The issue with this is a rare occurrence because we're talking like every 2-ish years. It doesn't happen like a Mercury retrograde where it's every 3 months or so. So people forget that this is actually a thing. Well, it affects everyone, but Libras more so. All right, so mark your calendars, October 3rd through November 14th. And the issue with this one is this. Yes, it starts in Scorpio, but it goes back to the late degrees of Libra. So let me just say, yes, that Venus retrograde affects Libras more so than others, but this one is really going to affect Libras, especially those Libras in the late degree Libras. If you're a Libra rising, the more Libra that you have in your chart, the more issue it's going to be. But just keep that in mind. Also, pay attention to who pops up as far as lovers during those dates, because this can be very deceptive and you think it's the love of your life or something like that, and it ends up to be the complete opposite and a nightmare. So mark your calendar and also be aware of who you meet as far as lovers, partners, situationships, anything like that. It's a complete you-know-what show, and it's not the fun kind. Okay, now we need to talk about your August. The first thing I see that pops up right away is Libras need to be careful with their health. And you may want to start by clearing your chakras the best way that you know how. I mean, people swear by yoga. Yoga helps me tremendously in clearing the chakras out, specifically in that not only do I feel better, like my physical body feels better, my energy feels better, but I have noticed that especially when I do yoga outside, I come back in the house with these epiphany moments. And I'm talking epiphany moments that can bring you lots of money. I've actually had that happen. Of course, I followed through with it. It was very difficult, but nevertheless, I got a check. There was a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. So you can get amazing information that is incredibly accurate if you keep your chakras clear. But the reason I'm saying it here this month is because I see you have 3 chakra cards out of the 7. The more chakra cards you have, the more likely you have to have, I don't want to say as far as a health issue, but you could be feeling poorly. And maybe some of you are dealing with health issues. And if that's the case, you really want to be aware. Because you want to be on top of it so that it doesn't get worse. And that means going to a doctor, seeking medical advice if necessary. This is not medical advice, this is just common sense. If you have an issue, take care of it. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for your appointment or whatever, clear your chakras out. Your first house. Well, the month starts out pretty good. You're feeling creative. You're feeling amazing, actually. Some of you are actually creatives in that you are doing artwork, composing music, maybe you're writing a book or something, or you're writing poetry. Or maybe you're taking, a long 3-day sabbatical on the beach. Maybe you're going on a cruise. Maybe you're going on your boat or your friend's boat and you're feeling powerful with Athena. So I like the way that the month starts out for you in August. Try to keep that energy up if you can. Okay, now the money. This month, you're going to be planting a seed, whether this is a small business, a side gig. You have a money idea, this says. It usually doesn't just come up in the month of August. This is an idea that you've had for some time. Unless, of course, this is one of those epiphany moments. That's not for all of you, though. This could also be an idea for a small investment that ends up growing later. Now, the money that you end up getting from this when you are reaping the harvest, and the harvest is not now. These folks are planting a seedling, and there's someone else involved in here. You're planting a seed with someone else's help. This could be like a joint investment, or this could be someone who's giving you this information. They could be helping you along the way too, with ideas and inspiration and things like this. But what I'm going to say is the money that you end up reaping from the sowing that you're planting this month is going to help you in your endeavors in light work in this planet. And you're like, Sondra, what does that mean? Well, according to this, you are the light bearer, Indriel. And the higher power needs you to shine your light at this time. And isn't it the truth that you can shine more light when you're receiving more money? I feel like that was a very preacher type moment. Can I get an amen? That was a joke. Your third house, your brother or sister, truth, they need to deal with something once and for all. They cannot continue to ignore the elephant in the room or put lipstick on a pig and call it an emu. It is not an emu, it is a pig, and it needs to be dealt with in the correct manner. Now, this is apparently the you know what is hitting the fan with your brother or sister, because it is time for them to move on. They have stayed way too long in a job or in a home that no longer serves them, and it is time for them to move to a new place, either job or home. Please pass the message along. Your fourth house, your house of home. Now here's where we start getting into the chakra cards. You have a heavy desire for something at home or with your home. This could be a heavy desire to move somewhere else. This could be a heavy desire to clean up, feng shui, move furniture, clutter clear. You want it clean, but you don't want to do it. Isn't that always the case? All right, the problem is that you feel too overwhelmed to do anything about this situation. Now, if this is not talking about your home, this could be talking about your father. You could also have a desire for someone to move in with you too, or you have a desire to move in with someone else. That's for some of you out there. But if this is not talking about that, this could be talking about your father, and that your father or your father figure has this deep desire for someone or something that he currently does not have. The timing is not right. Desiree talks about, no, it actually says the conditions are not favorable right now. Wait, look into other options and ask the angels to help, guide, and comfort you. Okay, the timing is not right to move here. Here we have another chakra card, the throat chakra in the fifth house. Now, this could be having a heart-to-heart moment with a friend. This is not your best friend, though, because that shows up in the 11th house, which is in the extended reading. That's on Patreon. Link below, tier 2, or you can buy the video if you're interested. That's a whole nother bag of goodies. The throat chakra in the 5th house. You have been biting your tongue as it relates to a friend. You know, for some of you, this is a friend who keeps talking about a problem over and over again. You know the answer, but you haven't said it, and you need to speak your truth here. Now, this could also be for some of you who need to have a heart-to-heart conversation with someone who you are dating, who is making some sort of assumption about you or about the relationship that is not true. Now, this happens with Libras all the time, in that they can be in relationships and stuck in relationships, but not necessarily married or committed. But you have this, like I said before, situationship where the other person just kind of comes around as they see fit, comes around when it's convenient for them. The Libra wants a commitment. However, they're too afraid to actually say that because they don't want to scare the other person off. Well, if I'm speaking about you or to you, that is exactly what you need to do, is have a heart-to-heart conversation with this person. Some of you, this could be talking about a younger child instead, where your younger child needs to speak up. And maybe this is you having a conversation, a heart-to-heart with them about what is really bothering them. What do they need to get off their chest? If there's anyone that they can talk to, it's definitely a Libra parent. Oceana is here to say, take action. You are in touch with the truth about this situation, and you need to trust your gut. And guess what it says? And lovingly assert yourself. I can't even make it up. Lovingly assert yourself. That's exactly what the throat chakra means anyway. To speak up. I just got goosebumps. Your 6th house. Okay, now here's where it gets nitty gritty. The base chakra. You don't want to see this card in the 6th house because 6th house rules health. Base chakra in the 6th house can mean lethargy, not feeling well. You need to take care of your health at this time. You need to make sure that you're getting enough rest. You need to make sure, the diet is not so poorly that you can't function, or you can't, you're so tired, some of you, that you can't even work. This is a problem that needs to be fixed. And the quickest way to fix it, if you've already received medical attention, clear the chakras out. The base chakra is blocked or it has a problem. Once you start clearing your chakras out, and some of you need to do it regularly, you're going to start feeling better. But make sure you're seeking medical attention and advice. For others of you, this could be talking about your work, where you're going through the motions, but it is so mundane and boring and almost robotic in nature, unfortunately. Now, here's the good news. There's a pet that's around you, or there's a pet that's coming. Dog, cat. It could be a pony for some of you. I don't know why I'm getting that. That's going to help bring you out of this funk that you find yourself in. Energetic funk. The spending time with pets really helps you this month, more so than usual. I have completely rattled on in your reading. For that, I apologize. Let's go to your zodiac signs of who's around you in the 7th house before I take it to the extended reading on Patreon. All right, you have another sword card, so another Libra. This Libra or air sign always comes up in your reading, doesn't it? Another Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini. You also have a water sign here, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. If you want to follow me in the extended, like I said, the link is below. I will also put my booking link for those of you that want to book a session with me. You can look at my calendar and book at the same time. We're going to be going over your houses 7 through 12. Your house of romance. There is a warning coming up, but also a sight of good news. Your 8th house, intimacy, taxes, contracts, legal matters, the source of your significant other's income if that applies. Your school and your travel, your career and your mother, your eldest child or your best friend, and what's about to happen 3 months from now in the month of November for Thanksgiving, if you can believe that. I can't believe that's coming out of my mouth. Many blessings to you, Libras. Take care.